Welcome back, my wonderful people. If you are just joining us, you have come to the right place for the real-time gist. Before we dive deep into this latest storm, if you haven't already, do me a big favor. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel with the notification bell. It helps this family grow and keeps you updated on every happening. Now, let's get straight into the matter shaking the nation today. The headline you are seeing everywhere is "Happening Today. DSS attempts blocking. Kanu from court again. Heavy chaos erupts." My people, this is not just a headline. It is the latest chapter in a long and dramatic legal saga. To truly understand what is happening today, we need to quickly recap the events of the last few weeks. Now, my people, this is where the real confusion and the heavy chaos begins. You see? The family of Nnamdi Kanu come out with very strong allegations. They said the DSS was making it impossible for him to prepare for his own defense. Can you imagine? According to the family, the DSS was doing the following: stopping his visitors, including his lawyers and family members, recording his private meetings with his lawyers instead of allowing free discussion as the law requires, refusing him access to a computer and printer to prepare his court documents, blocking him from filing his own court papers at the registry. The family said clearly that if Kanu could not appear in court, it would not be by his own choice, but because he was being denied the chance to get ready. This, my people, is a very serious allegation because everyone has a right to a fair hearing. But wait, there is another twist. Just when everyone thought the judgment was going to happen on the 20th, Nnamdi Kanu himself took a new action. On the 12th of November, he personally filed a motion at the Court of Appeal in Abuja. What is he asking for? Simple. He is begging the appeal court to stop Justice Omotosho from delivering that judgment on the 20th. Why? He argues that the lower court refused to rule on his objections about the validity of the charges and the court's jurisdiction, and instead foreclosed his right to defend himself by calling witnesses. He is saying that if the judgment goes on, he might be unlawfully convicted without having a real chance to defend himself. So, as we speak, the situation is very tense. We have a judgment date set for next week, but we also have an application in the appeal court trying to stop that judgment. This is the chaos that is erupting. The legal system is in a gridlock. Now, let's talk about why this case is so important. This is not just about one man, it touches on the very principles of our justice system. The right to a fair hearing is a fundamental right for every single citizen of this country. The allegations that an accused person is being denied access to his lawyers and the tools to prepare his defense are very weighty and concern all of us who believe in the rule of law. What is your opinion on this matter? Do you think the Court of Appeal will grant Kanu's request and stop the judgment? Or do you think the Federal High Court will proceed on the 20th? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. This conversation is for all of us. And remember, for you to stay updated on the final decision on this, you need to subscribe to this channel. This family is growing and you don't want to be left out. I will be bringing you the latest as it breaks. You see, to truly understand why today's events are so chaotic, we must look back. This case did not start yesterday. Nnamdi Kanu was first arrested and charged years ago, but the most critical turning point came in 2022. Let me break it down for you. Back in October 2022, a panel of judges at the Court of Appeal delivered a landmark judgment. They discharged and acquitted Nnamdi Kanu of all the terrorism charges brought against him by the federal government. My people, discharged and acquitted means he was declared a free man by a very high court. The court ruled that his extraordinary rendition from Kenya, that is, the illegal way he was arrested and brought back to Nigeria, was a gross violation of the law. They said the government could not benefit from its own illegality. So the question is, if he was acquitted in 2022, why is he still in detention and facing trial today? That, my people, is the biggest twist in this story. The federal government appealed that acquittal all the way to the Supreme Court. In December 2023, the Supreme Court gave its own judgment. They agreed with the Court of Appeal that the way Kanu was brought back from Kenya was illegal and a brutal violation of his rights. However, they did not uphold the acquittal. Instead, they said that although the government acted badly, it was not enough to stop the trial entirely. They sent the case back to the Federal High Court to be tried again. This Supreme Court decision is the reason we are here today. It created a very confusing and controversial situation. On one hand, the government is condemned for breaking the law. On the other hand, the trial is allowed to continue. This is the foundation of the current tension. Now, let's talk about the charges themselves. What exactly is Nnamdi Kanu being accused of? The federal government has brought an amended 7-count charge against him. The main accusations include terrorism. The government alleges that his broadcasts and speeches through IPOB incited violence and acts of terrorism in the southeast. Treasonable felony. This is a very serious charge. It means he is accused of trying to overthrow the government or to wage war against the Nigerian state. Managing an unlawful society, this refers to his leadership of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, which the government has designated as an illegal organization. Kanu and his legal team have consistently argued that these charges are baseless. They say he is only exercising his right to freedom of speech and that he is a political activist, not a terrorist. This is the core of the legal battle. Now, let's connect all these to the heavy chaos we are seeing today. When the case went back to the Federal High Court, Kanu initially had a team of senior lawyers. But as the pressure mounted, he decided to sack them all and represent himself. This is a very risky move for anyone, especially in a complex case like this. This is why the recent allegations by his family are so explosive. They are saying, how can a man represent himself if you are blocking him from preparing his own case? If he is not allowed to see his documents, use a computer, or even file his own papers, then his right to a fair trial is being completely trampled upon. This is what makes the situation so volatile and why there is so much tension around the court premises whenever his case comes up. My people, what is your take on this? Do you think the Court of Appeal will step in to ensure he gets a fair hearing, or do you think the judgment will go on as planned on the 20th? Let's have a peaceful and intelligent discussion in the comments. I read all your comments and I love to hear your different perspectives. And remember, for you to get the final update on whether the judgment will hold or not, you must stay connected to this channel. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you will be the first to know when the next video drops.